intended for public consumption. They are private letters, written most frequently in the heat of passion, and containing confessions, secrets, thoughts, and feelings that the letter writer would more happily have died than ever willingly have exposed to the punishing gaze of society. However, now that all of the people involved in this tale, with the exception of myself, are dead, in prison, or hopelessly insane, I have no compunction whatever at taking the lot of them, arranging them in their sequence of events, and presenting them to you, my discerning readership. The events that are chronicled herein began in the year of our Lord, 1748. It has taken me years to collect these letters. Through various means, including bribery, blackmail, debauchery, and sometimes downright barbarism. From the various hands into which they had fallen. I have changed no names. I have blunted no edges. I only ask that as you read the lives of these poor souls laid bare, you do so and judge them with that most honest yardstick of all, the dark secrets that you yourself withhold. My dear reader, as I sit here in my cozy study, composing the preface to this volume, I imagine you some 276 years in the future or so, sitting in your cozy study with your stockinged feet up upon your padded ottoman, cheerfully toasting them in the warm blaze of a lovely fire in your hearth. The volume of letters is in your hand. You can smell the scent of the faded leather. The soft black hide presses up gently against your fingers. Your anticipation runs wild. Your imagination becomes fevered. And even without opening the book, you can imagine what the people who populate these pages look like. And also, my dear reader, I can only imagine that so in tune are you with this story that you can look at those 6 people in the forefront of your imagination and you can guess which one of them has written the first letter of this collection. I even imagine that on the count of 3, you shout out your guess in some formula similar to the woman in red, or the guy in blue, or something like that. 1, 2, 3!
The woman in pink.
I heard the woman in pink in my imagination, reader. Did you guess that 276 years in the future? If you did, you are correct. But also, dear reader, I imagine you can guess which of the remaining 5 people received that first letter. 1, 2, 3! I heard lavender pants in my mind. Did someone in the future guess lavender pants? If you did, my friend, you are correct. You imagine her sitting at her desk. There is something important on her mind. On the count of 3, you guess what it is. 1, 2, 3.
A pregnancy.
Did 2 of you in the future say pregnant? Yes. She is thinking about a pregnancy. My friends, my readers, sit back. open your books and enjoy this collection of scandalous letters and dangerous liaisons.
Mademoiselle Marie to Monsieur Pierre. Oh, my darling, I am so excited. We are going to be married soon. And I just want to tell you, I'm thinking about having a baby. Maybe several. I hope you are thinking the same thing as I. For this morning, I have to tell you, I was in the privy where I was meeting with a rat catcher, and I was having that conversation. I must tell you about it. Oh, do you see anything?
I smell something, that's for sure.
Is it rats?
There's a whole lot of them.
Really?
There's a mom and she has some babies suckling out her teats.
Oh, I could never come in here ever again. Where shall I go?
Well, it's actually quite sweet if you take a look.
Oh, this is terrible.
It reminds me of my own family.
Does it?
Yes, I've settled 7 little ones.
7?
Yes, and they're all over my wife.
I want to have babies. Could we talk about that for a minute?
Well, yes, I should do my work while we talk.
Well, then I'll just sit here on the commode. I want a baby so badly that I wish that I was getting married tomorrow. Did you feel that way when you married your wife?
Oh, yes, it was a whirlwind romance, and as soon as the wedding bells were done chiming, the baby bells were donging all over the place.
Oh, Pierre, that's what I want. The things all over the place. Without the rats. And what are the babies like now?
Well, they're just about the most special thing in the world. You know, being someone who works here in privies, I don't spend a lot of time around children. And when I get to go home and slog off my work boots, throw off all my clothes that are stained with all the different fluids of the day.
It sounds lovely.
Yeah, I find so much pleasure in hugging each of my children, sitting down and reading them stories.
Oh, it sounds divine. And oh, Pierre, I want to marry you right now. The rat catcher had such great advice. So, I think I shall just end it right here and just dream about that day we get married. And by the way, could we move the date up to tomorrow? Yours forevermore, Marie.
Pierre Lepon to Monsieur Jean-Paul Agneau. Monsieur Agneau, I write to you as I stare at my grandfather's portrait in my study, wondering what his thoughts were when he had his 17 children. I wonder, was she looking forward to caring for them, watching them grow? And I wondered to myself, is that what I want? Nevertheless, the reason I write to you this letter is because I have some news. You see, as you know, my grandfather is widely known as the one-legged streetwalker back in his youth, but he made himself a man of prestige through hard work. Again, staring at my grandfather, when suddenly I heard the door jingle. Come in. It's open.
Good to see you. Dear friend.
Monsieur Cheval,
It has been such a long time.
let me look at you.
Please. Huh? Huh?
War has been kind to you, my
The
friend.
war has been kind to me. How have you been?
Well, you know, I am to be married.
Ah, what wonderful news. Who was the lucky one? Marie?
My dearest Marie.
Marie.
I proposed yesterday.
My friend, this calls for celebration. Please, where are the drinks, the libations? We must flow.
It was as if that moment transported us immediately into that celebration. You should have seen it, my friend. There, the entirety of the town was in attendance. They were lined up, women in front of men, dancing. It took us a while. The music was candid. We danced the night away. And so, my friend, the night wore on as the dancers started to spread into their own groups.
Pierre,
Yes.
if I may have a word with you, please, in private.
Of course. Here, follow me to my corner.
Having been friends for so many years, I consider you more than a friend. Of course, we have no blood relation, but I do love you as a brother.
You are my brother in my heart.
That brings me great pride.
You look troubled. Spill it, monsieur.
It is regarding the war.
What?
The king is calling upon all able-bodied men to enlist, and it is a requirement. And that's why I'm here, to take you with me.
But I am to be married.
Yes, I understand, but you must postpone it for at least a month or two.
I don't know how I will tell Marie.
Marie would understand, man.
She would not understand. She wants 7 children. Do you know how long it takes to make a child?
Do you know how long it takes to make a country?
Forgive my prying ears, but are you gentlemen talking about the recent call to enlistment?
Yes.
Here, all hail France! Vive la France!
Vive la France!
Why, all brave men are sure to join at the nearest instant.
Some from the men.
Why, certainly a man would be nothing but a terrible coward were he to fail to enlist.
Yes, cowards.
I'm sure we all love our country dearly. A toast to France!
To France!
To all brave fighting men!
Hello,
Join the efforts!
fighting men!
Here!
Here! My friend, they cheered for hours upon hours. And all men! And so the party wore on. Everyone went home. And I was left to my devices.
Fraternity! Liberté!
And so you see, I don't know how I will tell Marie that I must leave in the morrow. Some morrow. Your dearest friend, Pierre.
Monsieur Jean-Paul Agneau, to my lovely sister, Claire Agneau. Claire, I hope when you read this missive, you will still find room in your heart to love your wayward brother. You see, I have hidden myself away from your 2 all-knowing eyes, afraid that you would see right through me. It is why I send this to you in written form instead of appearing before your very face. When my dear friend, Pierre, was called away to the war, I, of course, left behind, having done my service. He asked me to stay as a ward with his Marie. So naturally, I took her to my favorite spot, which was the mustache waxer. Marie, thank you for coming with me. Please, I don't know if you've ever had your mustache waxed.
I haven't. I was looking forward to this day.
Welcome, please.
I come regularly. Henri, this is my dear friend Marie.
At your service.
Thank you. I would be more cheerful, except that my Pierre has been taken to war.
Oh,
We were going to have babies. We didn't even get to try. And it takes a really long time to make one, or to even try to have one. And I didn't get a chance at all.
at times like these, my dear, it is best to take care of oneself, yes?
You're right. A little self-care is good. And if waxing my mustache is going to make me happy, then I'm all for it. Do it.
What we must do is show that we are...
Comfort me in my needs and all of the things that I'm lacking with my husband gone.
Marie, why would you say that you're lacking anything at all? I think you're as beautiful as the moment that Pierre saw you.
Oh.
That needs to set. Try not to smile or scowl too hard.
You think that I'm beautiful?
Some complimentary violin.
Of course I think you're beautiful, Marie. Everyone thinks you're beautiful. Why? We've all been quite jealous of Pierre. You know, he always did get what he wanted. He tamed the strongest horse when we were boys. He'd shoot the farthest arrow.
He is very masculine, isn't he?
Yes, quite. And of course he won your hand. It was easy for him, like breathing. Not so for somebody like me. I've always found myself a little gangly and impossible to love.
But that's not true. You're very kind and generous. All that a woman would really want. Someone who looks at them and sees them the way you look at me now.
My dear sister, I stared deeply into her eyes and fell like I was in a Greek tragedy deep into the wine-dark sea.
My heart is pounding a little bit. I don't understand it. Is it the wax?
It must be the wax. My heart is pounding too.
Dean, please sit. My, you're all sweaty.
Oh, no. It's the temperature in here. Did you stoke the fire?
Of course. Mademoiselle, I must say, I refuse to take a gold coin for this work, for your upper lip. It's so fine. A work of art. Of course, you have a lack of mustache, and I would hesitate to claim that even I, the great mustache curler master, could pretend to improve upon an upper lip so perfect, one kissed, surely by God himself.
You can see why I adore coming to Henri here. In the meantime, we can spend all the time together that we want.
I suspect that my heaving bosom is still a part of that wax job. I do want to say to you,
Huh?
you are everything a woman might want in a man.
My dear sister, I'm afraid that that same day at Henri's mustache waxing parlor, my heart was styled eloquently into points that all directed toward Marie. Yes, I have fallen madly and deeply in love with my best friend's fiancé. Oh, what kind of man does that make me, my dear sister? A villain sure-signed, one whose worth is not measured in straw. Oh, sister, I know not what to do. If I follow my heart, I betray the best friend a man has ever had, Pierre. And if I stick with Pierre, then I betray my heart. Confoundedly yours, Jean-Paul.
Mademoiselle Claire, to my dear friend Marie. Dear Marie, as you know, I took leave a few days ago, and I did not tell you where I was going at that moment. This letter shall explain the rest. You see, I needed to make a quick visit, and so I did. But first, I must pass through where there was occurring a public execution. And on my way past that public execution, I did make my way to the battle scene where I did find your Pierre.
It was horrid. His face, his head, it just rolled after the guillotine hit it. Oh,
Pierre,
Claire.
I have traveled for 2 days in a carriage to come see you here on the battlefield, and I was surprised to see such a horrid thing as this public execution of somebody who was executed for breaking someone's heart, they say.
Please be gentle with him. He's still recovering.
Oh,
I've been nursing him to health
oh, have you?
since the incident.
Marie, he had a nursemaid on his side, attached very securely, as if she were sewn to his side.
Yes, Claire. I have lost my left pinky toe. I can no longer walk
And
well.
But he is the bravest man on the battlefield. You should have heard his battle cry. He roared with aplomb. I love my soon-to-be wife, and this is for her.
Yes, and there is one thing about my injury, is that it now will allow me to see my beloved fiancée,
And as
Marie.
he walked across the executioner's stage, tracking blood as he went with his frail left pinky, as it were.
Do you mind? Apologies, monsieur, but I'm simply joyous of this occasion, for I leave tomorrow.
I must tell you, you must leave sooner than tomorrow.
Today?
Today. You must get home quickly. Your Marie, she is in trouble.
Fetch me my carriage.
And at that moment, the woman who was once sewn to his side went quickly and fetched a small carriage built for two.
I've got it!
Clearly, there was no room for me, and just the two of them went off. I was impressed with her amazing ability at carriage driving.
Now executing number 53. There are 53.
Dear Marie, he should be arriving any day soon. I stayed behind to watch a few more executions, as they were quite entertaining. First, there was a beheading. Then, there was a public hanging. And finally, there was one that was killed entirely by leeches. I shall arrive shortly after your beloved, your friend Claire.
Mademoiselle Marie to Monsieur Claude. my dearest brother, I believe that I need your help and advice. I thought my heart palpitations were due to the fact that I had had a wax job. But as it turns out, I've fallen terribly in love. And now, Pierre, who I adore, is coming back from the war, hurt. And he's coming soon, I hear. So I met my dearest at the horse wash. Where we could talk in private.
Look at that one. It's a roan.
Oh, you are such amazing touch with animals. And me.
Thank you for getting us this private box at this horse watch.
I felt we needed the privacy.
Do you need your opera glasses?
I do. I feel that I must tell you, Pierre is coming tomorrow. And I don't want to hurt him. He's been hurt so terribly in the war. And I love you. I really love you.
To hear you say those words destroys every ounce of resolve that I had built up in me to keep this romance from bursting into flame.
I feel just exactly the same way. And when we tried to make babies, it was heaven.
And yet, for our sins, we may be condemned to hell. Marie, if we are not violating the holy vows of matrimony yet, we have surely o'erstepped a line that should not be crossed. Pierre is sacred to us both.
I know. I am at a loss. You make my heart sing. You make me want to run away. You make me want to dance and ride this horse. I would... Oh.
Hi. I am Pierre's nurse. I was told I could find you here.
Oh, he wrote about you.
You're Celeste?
Yes.
He wrote about you.
Yes, we read your
We
letters.
did. We read them separately.
Yes, not together by the fire. In a glass of sherry.
But just, I was wearing my petticoat when I read it.
All of our coats.
Everything.
A mountain of coats.
We had everything on.
Yes, you were
Yes.
fully clothed.
Absolutely, fully clothed. Separately in our other rooms. You wish to tell me, is Pierre okay?
He's in high spirits.
Is he?
He cannot wait to see you, both of you.
Oh,
I actually came sooner just to prepare you all for the meeting.
glorious day.
Yes, really.
Well, he has been injured. He's a little insecure about his injuries.
Where are his injuries? Is he near death?
He's lost his pinky toe.
Oh,
Oh, that's terrible.
how can he even dance?
We are working on it. We've actually been doing quite a lot of dancing lessons together.
Well, I don't think I can see him without his pinky toe. Do I need to see him?
My dear,
Yes.
we are talking about Pierre.
Yes.
The beautiful letters you wrote to him while he
Yes.
was away. You seemed so much sweeter in the letters.
Oh, I'm very sweet. It's just I was surprised to hear that he's in high spirits when he's just lost his pinky toe. If it were my pinky toe, I'd be very upset.
Well, he was in high spirits and is to see you because I believe his exact words were, She'll love me even if I had no toes.
So true.
Of course, we're ready for him to return and take his rightful place in his manor. As his regent, I'll be happy to welcome him in.
As will I. Well,
I will let him know you are excited for his arrival, and I'm sure we'll see you all tomorrow.
thank you.
Madam, I have washed the tiny horses that pull your tiny carriage, and it is ready.
Marie, we must put an end to this. I know that our love is real, but it must transform into something more familial.
You're right. If it is to be us, ever, which it doesn't appear it will be, we must remain chaste. So from this point on, I will be chaste. And Claude, I put my clothes back on. And I said goodbye to the man that I love. And I shall put on a brave face. And I can't say more. With my heart, Marie.
Monsieur Claude, to his dearest friend, Pierre. Pierre, my dearest friend, I was recently sitting in my garden and regaling the first moment where you and I decided to join the army together. It was the moment of my life that I felt the purest and most connected to another man. The moment where I knew that no matter what would happen, our loyalty and honesty would never be broken by anyone nor anything. Just that very day, remember it with me. We were sitting in the sitting room. So, that is why I believe we should enlist together, brother.
My friend, of course, we will gallop across the field of battle together.
Yes, we shall. And we shall slay anyone who goes against France.
And we will be each other's friends and never betray each other or keep any secrets of any kind.
No secrets of any kind ever shall be held within our hearts, for we know that any secret kept is a friendship lost.
That's right.
Please, brother, would you allow me to do the song you and I sang together when we were...
Oh, for you, friend.
The musket.
Yes.
Apropos. Please begin. You have such an eloquent voice.
My friend the Claude is really great. I love him with my heart.
My friend Pierre is really great. I love him with my heart.
And so we'll march to meet and every man.
And then we march together to be together again. For then, we march for then. And then the war will end.
Good times.
Wonderful times.
Listen, friend. I think today is the day that I shall present to you my grandfather's musket.
Yeah.
For this bond that you and I share, complete honesty.
is what shall carry me through the war. Here. It will keep you safe.
Good balance.
Check out the inscription.
May the bullet that flies through this chamber guide itself to freedom.
Yes.
Oh, monsieur, I bring a note from your sister. It seems a rat that's pregnant was spotted in the privy. She wondered if she might get the name of your rat man. I'll leave this with you.
I will have to let her know. In the morning we shall come.
Yes.
And conquer. Yes, my dear friend. That moment echoes in my heart now more loudly than ever before. And that is why the words with which I write now burn my soul more than even death itself could. For Marie is in love with another. I cannot even begin to imagine how this must make you feel. And I curse the Lord for allowing me to be the bearer of this news. But brother, I write this to you to tell you that I will be among you soon, and I will support you in anything. And I do underline the word anything that you wish of me to do. Wink, wink. Sincerely, your friend and brother-in-arms, Claude.
Pierre to Marie. Marie, it's been a week since I found your betrayal, and I can only stare back at my grandfather in my study and wonder what he would have done in my place. I have announced to the world that you and I are to be married. I have announced to the world that you and I are to have children. And since I am a man of honor, and I do still love you so, I will do it. But I want you to know what transpired between you and your beloved, between me and your beloved, while we were at the wine cellar. It's a vintage.
Fine Bordeaux.
Yes.
Pinot Noir.
Why don't you take it?
I mean, it's 100 years old. Your family must cherish this. Why would I take it out from under your cellar?
You didn't know what I had done to the bottle. Why don't you take it, my friend? It is a beautiful, beautiful vintage.
It's one of the treasures of your entire collection.
Oh, you are one of the treasures of my life.
Thank you, Pierre. You are truly a friend.
Yes, I am. Go on, open it. Why shan't we celebrate my marriage here?
All right.
Watch out for the pregnant rats. There.
Oh,
Go on, serve it. Here, 2 glasses. Oh, I couldn't possibly. I'll try this one.
Seems odd, Pierre. Why would you not drink with me?
Oh, of course I'm drinking with you. It's my celebration. I mustn't tarnish my taste buds with...
You're acting strangely.
Well, of course, I'm to be married. Every man that's to be married acts strangely the night before.
I mean, yes, but it's usually strangely with drinking and revelry, not strangely sipping from a completely different vintage than me.
Oh,
We used to share everything.
I am revelry.
Meals and beds and...
Oh, no.
Ah, Celeste.
Hello. You again? I came to offer you your pills.
Oh, yes. Of course. The ones I got in the war, saving the burning village.
I did my tour in the war also. I spent 4 years fighting the English in the colonies.
Of course, I modeled my life after you, my friend. Drink your wine.
I don't think I want to, Pierre. I don't know what's going on here, but I don't like it.
You know exactly what's going on here. You stink of betrayal.
I saw them. Both of them.
And you call yourself my friend? After everything I did for you, I took a bullet in the toe for you.
He did.
In the grander sense of the word, perhaps, but I was here.
For all of France.
But not specifically for me.
You are part of France!
I can't help myself, Pierre. What do you want of me? You asked me to stand in as regent for your manor, and I did. Those long and cold and lonely nights we shared. That's right, Marie and I.
You can't help yourself? Do you understand what this man went through on the battlefield? Day after day? Nursing a missing toe? Crying out for his love?
You talk about cold, lonely nights. There I was, in the battlefield, in a hole in the ground, with my only friend, Claude. We were cuddled quite closely. Stay warm. And the whole time I thought of nothing but my Marie. I thought of nothing but coming back to my friends and living the life I was promised. And what do I have instead, monsieur?
Betrayal.
Yes.
And heartbreak.
And heartbreak.
And what is it you want of me? Marie and I have promised that we'll never again pursue a romantic engagement with each other. It's for our love of you that we broke it off. We do not want in any way to hurt you. We value you so highly.
She is with child.
You've only been about 6 months.
Yes.
And you're not married?
Yes.
I can confirm. I checked the other day.
Well, surely we can say it's an early birth, then save face for your family, and I will abscond back to the colonies to look after my holdings in Louisiana.
I shall leave this glass here. Jumbo.
I don't want to die by poison, Pierre.
Take the honorable way out.
I'll just leave if it's better for you that way. I'll leave. You'll never see my face again.
And so I left them to make the decision. And so here I sit, staring at my grandfather's portrait, wondering what he would have done. Yours truly.
And so, dear reader, which way will the pendulum of love swing? And will murder prevent it from swinging in any direction at all? End of part 1. too.
Celeste to my dear friend Pierre. Pierre, as you know, I have befriended your dear love since your beautiful wedding celebration. I know you are still nervous about her feelings for your once good friend, but I shall recount to you what she told me while we were doing some self-love at Henri's mustache wax shop. I will recount to you what she said was the last time she saw your friend.
We can't be together like this anymore. I'm married.
I shame myself. Yet again, I cannot resist you. I promised to Pierre that I would leave, that I would go away, and yet
You have to go. He's going to kill you.
I'm a coward. You know, he tried to poison me in the wine cellar.
I know. I heard about it.
I'm such a coward that I couldn't even drink the poison. I would have freed you from this burden that we share.
You would have burdened me for the rest of my life had you died in such a tragic way. Please, you must leave. Please. I cannot do this. I am pregnant with your child, and he has married me. And he will kill you. So this is the last time we can be together tonight. Maybe tomorrow morning would be...
I'm sorry to be so honest with this letter, but I think you should know.
Any glimmer of hope you give me just sustains the illusion that we can last. If you are to have the life you deserve, then we must break this off, or the shame will follow you around and hound my child, our child, with the weight of our sins. We must, for the sake.
Then don't look at me while you talk to me, then.
They talked back to back for quite a while, she explained.
I've never loved a man like I have loved you.
I've never loved a man like I've loved you either. Or a woman. Anyone, really.
That's a relief. Particularly about not loving a man like me, which I am not, and I love you so that I don't know how I can live without you, but I must try.
You must.
Go far away. Go to the colonies. Go back.
I will. My ship leaves in the morning.
In the morning? What time?
Early. Too early.
How early?
The first dawn. First tide. I don't know. I'm not a seafaring man. Listen. This is our last goodbye.
This was their last goodbye.
But if you ever want to send word of our child, you know where to reach me.
But you see, Pierre, the door seems to have been left open. And so as we sat in Henri's mustache waxer, I spoke to her about how she truly felt of you. But how do you truly feel of Pierre? You loved him so. I read those letters. I read his letters to you. How could love just be lost?
Celeste, perhaps you don't understand.
Can you get the chin?
We were here getting a wax job, and he was talking to me and looking at me while he spoke, something like this. And he looked deeply into my eyes, and I thought, because my heart was pounding, it was this, all this, but it wasn't.
I mean, my heart's pounding. Maybe it is a little bit of the wax.
Or we might love each other right now, but do you not understand?
I must admit, I don't. The love that he shared for you on the field, day in and day out. babies.
Don't you understand? I feel such guilt. And I sent Jean Paul away. I sent him far away. I sent him to the colonies. He'll be leaving first dawn, early in the morning. At a time when no one would know I was missing. Celeste, I care about Pierre, I do.
I hope you do.
I am married to him now, so I have to do my wifely duty, even though I can't stand the fact that he's missing a toe. But he's to raise my child like it is his own. And he is going to kill Jean Paul if I don't do what he asks me to do. So that is what I'm going to do. So don't judge me.
I do not judge you. I understand you have your duties. And I understand you're doing the right thing.
That is what we need to do as women. Is do the right thing.
I guess I just wanted to keep believing in love. And so you see, Pierre, you have your wife. You will have your children. But I'm not sure you will truly have love. Your dearest loyal friend, Celeste.
Monsieur Pierre to Claude. My dear friend, it has been a couple of weeks since that monster has left. And as you know, I love my wife very much. And even though I cannot feel that love back, I want to try, my friend. And I have been trying. For the last couple of weeks, I have been trying to woo my wife. I've been trying to do several things, including attending witch coven gatherings with her. To show her that I will do anything for her.
The pentagram was drawn right here. Last night, we lit a fire. We're going to recreate it now.
Come, my children, sing you the songs of our demons.
Light as a feather, stiff as a board.
All kinds of weather! Hold up your sword!
I brought you a flower. It's black. Thought it would go well with the event.
And you believe that if I place it in the center of the pentagram, that I will fall madly in love with you.
Place it in the center. Place it in
Just a gesture, my dear. Can you listen to me, my darling?
I first will tell you it didn't work.
Maybe it's not in the center. Maybe it's not in the center. Little to the little.
Look, we are upon this situation. You have a child, or you will. Can we not make the best of it? Can you not love me? He's gone, you know.
I will try to love you if you don't kill him.
She didn't know where I had sent you, Claude. That I had sent you to Louisiana.
Marie, thank you for inviting me to this coven event. But I have to tell you, he sent him to Louisiana.
What?
She suddenly found out.
Louisiana? Why there?
Because it's the farthest place he could think of to move him away from you.
Nothing good ever happens in Louisiana.
Turns out she didn't know I sent you as well. Good. My friend
How
Claude.
could
hit you!
He was in the way. Look, my dear, we are married. What future could you hope to have with him?
A life of love and happiness. What future do I have with you?
You have the estate. You have a child that we can raise together. You have nothing with him. You won't. You are my wife.
In name only.
No. I left the middle of the woods, my friend. And I expect to hear from you soon. Since you are there where that traitor is, fulfill your duty. Yours, Pierre.
Claude to Claire. Claire, you being the closest sister that I have now, for I do not even wish to think about my own sister. How could she do such a thing to such a man? Yes, I do understand that matters of the heart seem to be without our control, but nonetheless, here we are. I was sent here to meet with Jean-Paul. I found him sitting alone on the outskirts of the town, midday, at a clearing in front of a lake.
Claude? A familiar face in a foreign space. Truly an honor. Did you come halfway across the world to scold me? You seem withdrawn.
The dagger went in quite easily. I left immediately, with my right hand still stained with blood. I apologize to have some on the letter. I am sure that he has died, of course. But my heart is still pounding. It just happened an hour ago. But of course, upon you reading this letter, it has been a few weeks. I do not know what the Lord has for me in store, but I know that perhaps doing a job for a loyal friend will carry favor into heaven. I do not want to write this letter directly to Pierre, for I do feel guilt. Sincerely, Claude.
Claire to Pierre. letter with some difficulty, as I am well aware of your power over Claude. And I have not heard from my brother in some weeks. I shall assume the worst, that you, through your extension, have had him killed, murdered. And while he may not have been the most honorable of men, I do take offense at his death. Perhaps unraveling a bit of his past history may help you to understand that even though he has sinned in your eyes by loving your wife, he was not always such a terrible man. Let me tell you about our childhood. In fact, when we often would spend time at funerals.
Oh, brother, another one.
Children, children, we must keep a grim and dour face at funerals. We only have so many relatives in our family, and once they all are dead, we shall not be able to enjoy this any longer.
Yes, Papa.
Yes, Father.
As you look out upon the family plot,
Yes, Father.
you must know how each one of these ancestors
Oh, it's terribly sad.
How dare you, sir?
Father, he was only laughing because I made him laugh. It is my fault. I am sorry.
Are you laughing as you stand here in front of the grave of your mother?
And yes, Pierre, it is true that we were laughing at the grave of our mother. It was a way of dealing with grief, one that I still don't understand.
She told us, Papa, that you can either laugh in such times or cry in such times. And she wanted no more tears shed for her.
Come here, son.
No.
And as he beckoned my brother to come closer, I could see him quivering with each step as he knew what awaited him.
Your mother and I shared a love that none in all the ages of love have loved, son. You would be lucky one day if you ever loved half as strongly as that woman and I love. I am sorry that I hurt you. I only wish the best for you. I only bring you out here each time one of our relatives die and bring you to your mother's grave to remind you of that, my son. Find someone to love. Find someone and love them no matter what obstacle stands in your way, or you shall offend your dead mother! And me, and God, and that tree.
Friends?
Yeah.
Pierre, my father looked at me, knew that I heard what he said, assumed that I took it as well, but secretly I was laughing inside. For I found him to be absurdly cruel and wished that perhaps he were in that grave instead of my mother.
I will leave you here to think of my words.
Pierre, it was some 2 years later that my brother and I were there again at a funeral. this time for our own father.
Oh, come, sister. You mustn't be so hard on him.
Well, I only saw the way he treated you, and then ignored me. What am I to think?
Why, it's funny. I always thought that he spoiled you and abused me.
I thought that he spent more attention on you and did not care if I lived or died.
You were jealous of his attention, which usually involved the back of his right hand?
Maybe I was.
What a cruel and twisted world we live in. That this man should at both times abuse one child with his body and the other with his lack of love.
Pierre. Jean-Paul. Our condolences.
I'm so sorry, my friend.
Thank you, my friends.
You must be devastated.
To be so young and orphaned is a tragedy. I'll likely have to go away for a stint to the colonies to defend our holdings there. Will you look after my sister?
Of course.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Anything that you request of us, we shall accommodate.
It would be an honor.
You both are like family to me, truly like brothers. More truer friends no man could ever ask for.
Agreed.
Yes.
Oh, Pierre, when I saw the three of you clasping hands like that, and the way you looked at me as if you were my own brother, I always believed that you would only care and take care of my own brother. But look what you have done. Every person has a story. And my brother, he had one too. Well, goodbye for now, Claire.
Pierre du Claude. My dear friend Claude, here I am staring at my grandfather's portrait, wondering what he would have done in my place. For a week I've been pondering, my friend, on the moment that you, myself, and Jean-Paul met. It was as if it were yesterday. Us, a trio of clergy in our youth. Well, I needn't tell you that. You were there, but I shall.
Oh, is this where the altar boy's prepared?
Yes. I believe so, yes.
It is. Yes.
Have you guys learned all the hymns and the incense and the...
I don't know any hymns or
No.
incense.
No. I don't know any of it.
I know quite a lot. My father makes me practice. My mother really likes when we sing.
Oh, well, perhaps if you would say loudly, we will mimic your lips.
Oh,
I'm so terribly nervous.
Me too.
it's not so bad. Just watch out for Father Mouton. He's a little handsy.
Oh, Father Mouton.
No! I was just going over the incense lighting ceremony with them, Father.
My sweetlings, I heard you are going to sing. Please, tantalize me. And boys, if you do well, I will tell you a little secret I've been concocting.
The hymn of Saint Michael.
Ah, yes.
Yes, of course.
My dear friend, the priest was quite too handsy. And so, I needn't remind you all of the things that we went through together as a trio. And so I confronted my dear Marie last week, and I revealed to her his hideous fate.
Meeting in the privy like this is perfect.
I don't know what a privy is.
We'll sit on the commode, you'll find out. What do you wish to speak to me about?
You are showing quite a bit, my dear.
I've held off giving birth.
You are ready to pop, as they say.
I can hold out for a long time. A woman can do that.
You know he is dead, don't you? I had sent Claude to Louisiana. I asked him to bring his most jagged edge, and I asked him to drive it through him.
No!
Slowly.
No!
And twisting.
Stop!
So that he may feel the pain in his heart.
Stop!
That I felt when you two betrayed me.
Like that!
She stabbed me, Claude.
Marie! Pierre! How did that feel?
I am writing to you this letter. With the dagger in my side. Bleeding in my dormitory or in my study with my nurse.
Pierre, her water just broke.
And her water had just broken. I don't know if she'll ever love me. But I...
Claude to Marie. You. I cannot believe what you have just done.
Believe it.
But nonetheless, I went to the hospital where Pierre was resting. His moans and cries could be heard from down the hall.
I'm afraid we're going to have to amputate a second toe.
No! No! Marie already doesn't like me missing one. I have no chance with two.
Even with the wound in his side, cutting off the circulation to his extremities, he was still wishing for your love, my sister, for I cannot imagine why.
Pierre.
I'm afraid I've made a mistake.
A mistake?
Yes. I killed my best friend. Well, you killed him. But at my word, there is a special place in hell for people like me.
He betrayed us. He impregnated your love.
You know what he went through. You know what kind of man he was.
We all went through it, Pierre. Together.
And I let my feeling of betrayal kill him. I let myself fall deep into the hole of murdery.
Your fever has made you weak in your heart. I cannot stand to be here and listen to these cowardly words. He got what he deserved.
Oh, may I come in?
Come
The
in.
child has been born.
His child. Let me see him. Huh?
Him.
Him.
I do not trust you with him. Marie has asked me to come.
I want to see him, please.
Here, young infant. I shall rest you in the hands of a murderer.
And in just that moment, the most unexpected person walked into the room.
He looks just like him.
You!
Oh,
How are you still alive?
you're alive! He's alive!
He's a ghost! He's here to haunt me, no!
He's not a ghost, brother.
He must see his child.
With this musket. I brought your father's
His grandfather.
grandfather's, yes.
Into a hospital.
No!
Claude,
Allow me 2 minutes.
Oh, no!
It's all right.
Can you hold this, please?
I have a baby in my hand.
I bear my breast to this man. Thank you. If he wishes to take my life,
Not again.
or try to,
No,
he wasn't
Claude.
very successful the last time, was he?
This is taking an awful long time.
Enough is enough. I have served so many years watching men die in front of my eyes.
And now you will watch another. Stand aside, woman.
Take this child. Here, I shall not stand aside and watch more death.
Claude, no.
This bullet will find its way to freedom. Freedom from lies. Freedom from betrayal.
We all have to live with our sins, Cloud. I with my betrayal, and you both with yours. I decided, while I was recouping those agonizing months, sipping on nothing but alligator broth, while my intestines slowly knitted back together, that I would rather die having looked upon my progeny than live in exile. I'm terribly sorry that I betrayed you. You deserve better from me. Of course you do. But if I stay there, I'm already dead. Everything I love is here.
I cannot look at that face and not feel the betrayal, the anger. But I also feel the love that I have for you. You know, look at this child's face, your face, made me remember what a special bond the three of us have. So I forgive you, my friend. But this cannot be. You must understand. She is married to me.
Of course, you
We
are right.
have a life.
You are an honorable man, despite the multiple attempts at killing me.
A moment. A moment. I cannot believe these words are to come out of my mouth, for they do burn my throat. She does not love you, brother. Let her go. You deserve better.
I cannot show my face if I were to divorce her. Forgive the interruption. I'm the attending physician. Though the baby is fine, we're losing Marie. She's in a fevered state in the other room. She's moaning. I think she's dying of a broken heart. She keeps calling out for her love, her love.
John Paul. John Paul.
And with those words, Marie, of course, They went to you, but I could not face you, for I fled. I do not know what has become of you, but I do hope that this letter has reached you in good health and good faith. I forgive you. Claude.
Mademoiselle Marie to Monsieur Pierre. I am weak and I am tired. So tired. But my heart sings for my Jean-Paul is alive. And I went to see him. I had to see him. And this is what happened.
Marie. Celeste. Oh,
You've met Jean-Paul Jr.
Sit down, love. You are still weak.
He's beautiful.
you should be in the hospital still.
You're alive.
And so are you. You nearly died on that operating table.
But I would have died if I had not seen your face again. I thought you were gone. I thought you were killed. Look, I held off having this baby for months.
Surely a work of mystery.
It was a scientific miracle.
And oh, Pierre, if you could see this beautiful child and how much he means to this family, you would set me free. I thought I had killed you, but I'm glad that I didn't. Because I need to take care of this child, Pierre. My death would do this child no good. Your death would do this child no good. Please set me free.
He's beautiful,
He is beautiful.
just like his mother.
Hold him.
And it looks like my father and my mother.
Pierre, if I die today, I will die happy, for I know that the love of my life is holding the other love of my life. And I wish you adieu, should I be gone. Yours, Marie.
Monsieur Pierre to Mademoiselle Celeste. My dear friend, as I sit and stare at my grandfather's portrait in my study, I wonder what he would have done in my place. They left yestermorrow with the child, and you would be surprised to know that I hold no grudge against either of them. For I realize now that love, their love, is more powerful than whatever it was that she ever felt for me. And that is all right. For my life will turn to be something completely different from what I envisioned, yes. but undoubtedly, with your presence in it, it shall be glorious as well. I cannot wait to see you. Yours truly, Pierre.
And so, dear reader, our tale winds its way to an end, for true love did win out in the end, and yet love is a blind and cruel mistress, as well as a fickle one. For you see, only 6 months after all seemed that happiness would reign in the hearts of those who loved, a strain of airborne syphilis fled through the community, and all of them died, except the handsy minister, who was driven insane, and to this day spends his nights banging his head against a padded cell in Paris. And me? Who am I in this drama? I, my dear reader, am the long-lost brother of John Paul's father. You might, if you could see me, notice a family resemblance. When I heard of my poor brother's death, I returned to the town. I lurked in the background. I waited for them all to die, and put in plan my plot to gather the letters, which, as I have already explained, I have bound here for you, so that you may learn to look at love square in the eye, embrace her, and fear her all at once. The end. Director of Synergy Theater. We have one more surprise for you. Wait for it. It's a wig! The whole time it was a wig. Folks, thank you so much for being here. We have 2 more shows tomorrow night at 8:15 and Sunday at 3:15. If you had fun, and I hope you did, please come back. See it again. It's always a brand new show, always completely improvised, and always based on your suggestions. Tell your friends about us, please. Your word of mouth is our greatest form of advertising, and we appreciate you spreading the word. We have some postcards advertising the show out there. If you know someone who might like one, or you know a little counter in a candy store where you might leave some for us, please go ahead and do that. We appreciate it very much. We are a 501c3 nonprofit charitable organization. We rely very heavily upon our patrons and their generosity to keep doing what we're doing. On the way out, if you have a couple of dollars and you don't mind donating it to us, please put it in the plastic box on the table. Or if you want to write us a nice big check, we would be eternally grateful. Take one of those envelopes, put it in the mail to us. If you think improvisation looks like fun, it is. If you're wondering, wow, can I do that? You can. Synergy Theater teaches classes. I personally teach a beginning improv class right here in Walnut Creek at the Walnut Creek Arts and Rec Community Center. We're right in the middle of one now. Our next beginning class starts over the summer. Go on to walnutcreekarts.org. Check it out. Come take a class with Synergy Theater. We'd love to share the fun with you in that way as well. If you have a friend in the cast and you want to say hello to us, we'll be out by the stage door in about 10 minutes from now. Thank you all so much for being here. Good night.